I feel like if I quit the debate team, like I'd be so useless, you know? I'd just be something, like dead batteries. So I was born Zia Ray Calpito. I went as Zia for a long time. And then in high school I was like, I want to be a teenager, and I called my name Zay. But it just wasn't working out because Zay, hey, gay. Well, public forum involves, it's a partner debate, meaning it's 2 versus 2. You talk about foreign affairs and you're like, it's really evidence heavy. If this is the year, we were bad at it for like this much of the year, you know? And then suddenly we were forced to go to like a state tournament, and I was really scared, and I started crying on a bus, and then I cried at the tournament. I cried a lot. I was so nervous because it's not like I was an introverted person, but like I didn't know what the heck I was doing. You know, like I'm not really good at I was not really good at talking in front of people. Because like I don't want them to have like a bad perception of me, which I'm really good at doing that. I'm really good at giving people bad perceptions of me, I think. And then we ended up like winning. We ended up getting second place at a state tournament, like of all people, because we're really stupid. And then I had to move. So that was really depressing. And I realized that the team here was horrible. They didn't go to any tournaments. And I'm like, that's what you do. You go to tournaments. I'm not trying to roast it, but like talking about it gets me so heated because it's like so much wasted time and so much wasted potential. Something I tried doing was just kind of taking them through what I was taken through as a freshman. And it was difficult because I didn't know how to be a leader at all. You know, I was still a novice myself in speech and debate. And it was frustrating because oftentimes they wouldn't want to listen to me. So that's why I tend to be so loud in that room where we have speech and debate. One of like the most impactful people in my life for sure is Mr. Robin. He taught me everything I know about speech and debate. And like he wasn't just my coach. I was in remedial classes my whole like life. It sounds really dumb because we're only like 17? But like up until my freshman year of high school, they put me into a bunch of like dumb ESL classes, even though English is the only language I'm fluent in. And they put me in like lower level classes, which isn't necessarily bad, but I didn't feel challenged enough. And then they noticed my test scores, right, for standardized testing because America. And Mr. Robin was like, hey, he was kind of, you know how people are saying like, I was now years old. You know that meme format? I was like now years old. Like I was, do you know what I'm saying? Like woke. He like took me out of this dark spot and was like, hey, you can do stuff as long as you put effort into it. And I'm like, I never really thought about that. One of the things he would often say is, stress is the dessert of a champion. Nothing good happens if you don't like stress even just a little bit, I guess. That's my personal belief. If you can do stuff without stressing out, that's cool. It's good for you, I guess. I really am so glad that I met Mr. Robin because he like created a large part of who I am. And it's funny because when I left Chicago, he ended up leaving the high school too. So I feel pretty good about that. Like I didn't miss out. Yeah, debate, like public forum debate is so fact-based, but it's funny because like I'm really into like things that aren't involved in fact. So I really love art. And I just had, we were supposed to watch this like TED Talk for class, and it talked about how art is like a beautiful lie. It's art because it's not an exact like imitation of reality, and I was like so like amazed by that. I guess I'm like crafting an argument from other people's pieces like their research and stuff. You have to deliver something in a certain way, but there's different ways to do that, if that makes sense, you know? It's hard. You don't talk about yourself in debate, so that's why it's easy for me, because you talk about politics and foreign affairs. I feel like I kind of hide my self-consciousness. There's a lot of people that don't like me and stuff, just because like it's cool. They don't have to like me. It's like their world, you know? And it's not my concern. Like, I'd rather get good grades than like have people like me. That sounds really stupid,